Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Sunday. It is the 2022 version of September the 4th, I believe. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. I was going to be doing a live stream, and I might still do one this evening, depending on how I feel. But my partner in crime, Adam, is away. His mother's 70th birthday weekend, I believe, which is very cool for them. And consequently, I just didn't know if I wanted to do it solo. So much to break down. But I probably will do something. I probably will. After the Arsenal game, the Man United Arsenal game, which is about to start in about half an hour, 45 minutes. And which means that by the time I get this uploaded, you'll already be watching it. And maybe by the time you're seeing this, you'll have already known the result. Here's hoping for an Arsenal non-win. I don't really care whether it's a draw or a loss. Part of me would like to see Arsenal lose to shut up the fan base. They think they're going to be invincible. Absolute madness. But the other half of me is slightly concerned about Manchester United. So, pick your poison. Do you want Man United to close the gap on us by 2 points or by 3 points? Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. I'd love to know how you're feeling after yesterday. Here's how I'm feeling, right? I feel like for the first 5 games of the season, we haven't really been at the races. Everyone's been one way or the other on tolerating subpar performances in the pursuit of points. Points are the ultimate thing that matters, but depending on which side of the community you happen to sit on, you could view it as a positive that we've been underperforming, yet sat 4th or 3rd in the league, or you could have seen it as a ticking time bomb to play badly or to not play well or to not play pretty and to get away with it. I said this yesterday on We Are Tottenham TV's Pump Up show, and I said it on Jack's with Jack on the watch along on Irish Hotspur. I said what I was really hoping for was a dominating, commanding performance from the first minute until the 90th, where we won the game, but we also won the performance. And look, Fulham are no mugs, right? They really aren't. They've had a fantastic start to the season. Their boy Mitrovic, I think he's got 5-6 goals now. And Fulham did a lot of business on deadline day as well. They've really come up to the Premier League this time round and have really hit the ground running. You know, they beat Brentford, Brighton, drew with Liverpool, drew with Wolves. They only just lost to Arsenal, and Arsenal were very lucky on that day away from home. And they played well in all of those performances, and they played in a different style in various games. Like Fulham's unpredictable. How they set up is not consistent, which makes it makes your life more difficult for you as the opposition, not being able to prep necessarily for a supposed system or formation or tactics. But you know what, from the first minute until the 90th, I thought we absolutely smashed them yesterday. I think once again, the only real complaint, aside from the individuals, the only real complaint would be how many chances we created, and yet the scoreline only reflected 2 goals. I know we hit the woodwork twice. I think we had 2 goals disallowed. There was also shots from Harry Kane, from Sonny. I think Richarlison had a couple of shots as well. Like there's probably on another day, if had everything gone our way, you could have easily seen 7 on the scoreboard. That's how dominant it was. And Fulham, I think, only had 3 shots on target the entire game. One of them was the goal from Mitrovic, an absolute peach, like absolutely brilliant. And the other 2 were deflected shots, which Hugo Lloris handled very, very well. A lot of people have been giving him a lot of stick this week, questioning whether or not his inability to distribute the ball correctly costs us. Did it cost us against West Ham? And people even asking whether Fraser Foster should be deputised. The one thing you can always say about Hugo Lloris is his shot stopping is up there with the best in the league, up there with the best in the world, I think. And come on, Bubba, right? And the two deflected shots that he made saves from yesterday were out of this world, especially the last one late on from Mitrovic. Took that nasty loopy deflection, and Lloris had to rearrange himself, quick footwork, and get across to tap it over the bar, and that was definitely going in. But the other one, the previous one, was also absolute worldie as well. So well done to Hugo, well done to you, sir. In general, guys, I think you have to reflect on it in a few different ways. I think we have to acknowledge the balance at the back was so much better. Longley and Romero having the ability to distribute the ball at whim, at will, was superb. Stay there, I'll be back in 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, Romero and Longley, I think, just added so much balance. And whilst I think I've said this quite a lot recently, you have to give credit to Sanchez and to Emerson for their ability defensively. I think what is clear for everyone to see is that what you have with one set up at the back, you gain certain things like defensive security, but you sacrifice the ability to move the ball forward with Sanchez. He's not good enough with the ball at his feet. And I think Ben Davies, I've always been okay with Ben Davies' distribution, but seeing Longley come in, I think he's just a level up on Ben Davies, and I think you can see that by Eric Dyer looking towards Longley more frequently than Romero, which is unusual. Something you wouldn't normally think you would see for the distribution. I think that really helped us. I think it really helped the team's balance. I think it allowed Longley to move forward with confidence. He moved the ball at his feet progressively as well. Romero doing the same on the other side. And it meant that, and I'm going to put a screenshot in the video right now so you can see what I'm saying. It meant that the vast majority of the game, Tottenham's entire team were compressed into the midfield third. And we were fairly narrow as well versus Fulham. And I'll show you a screenshot, as I say, that should be able to show you that Fulham actually had to play wider than us and slightly deeper than us because of what the additional quality when we have the ball that we had from having the two ball playing centre backs alongside Dyer. I thought it was brilliant. I thought Højbjerg was absolutely phenomenal yesterday. I thought Bentancur was also phenomenal yesterday. And I thought Richarlison it's a difficult one to kind of assess him, really, because I'm not entirely sure if he was doing what was asked of him. I know Conte said he was, but Richarlison was absolutely everywhere. Like, if you just watched him for the first time not knowing what his position was, I wouldn't have been surprised if somebody from outer space who'd never heard of Richarlison watched that game and said that he was a number 6 or a number 8 or a number 10. He was everywhere. He had more clearances, I think, than most defenders. I think he had more interceptions than most of the midfielders. He was, you might call it a headless chicken, but I think he was definitely, he had his head on his shoulders. It was brilliant. I just think the only thing that diluted his performance a little bit was his inability to have a delicacy to his pass in the final third. Something that I think we've come to rely on when it comes to Kulusevski. And so, whilst I was super impressed with Richarlison on his debut, and I thought he deserved a goal. I don't know what kind of average rating you'd give him, because he was everywhere. He was doing the defensive stuff, he was doing the offensive stuff, he was really trying to make an impression. You could tell his effort was 10 out of 10. His delivery, I guess. I think you have to knock it down a couple of pegs because sometimes we had lots of opportunities where the ball was at his feet and his weight of his pass was a little bit too heavy. And on another day, if you're playing against a team where you're not going to have 15, 20 chances or 20 opportunities, 20 moments in the match where you can create something, opportunities we'll call them, then you need your front men to be able to, on the few occasions that they're going to have the ball at their feet, you're going to need to rely on them to be pinpoint accurate with the final pass. And a couple of times yesterday, Richarlison just overhit it. But this isn't a criticism of him, because I think his performance generally was really good. Just pointing out what areas for improvement. Love to know what your thoughts are. I am going to do some sort of player ratings. I might do it at my desk after the Man United Arsenal game, but I might not do it live. I might just upload it as a video. All in all, guys, I thought the game was brilliant to watch. And like I say, I think there's a lot of people in the community right now, a lot of different channels, finding reasons to be unhappy, and I hoped that yesterday's performance would, and I still hope that it will quash some of those reservations, because for the first time we dominated a team this season from start to finish, and the only negatives that you could really throw at Tottenham are being slightly wasteful with the chances that we created, because on another day we could have had 6. But we got away with it in a brilliant light. As in, when I say we got away with it, I mean we got the 3 points, right, which is all that matters, but we did it in a way that was commanding against, like I said, a really good team. A team that I think are going to be up and still with us next season. I think there's 3 teams that are far worse than them in the Premiership. And I think Mitrovic is going to cause a lot of teams a lot of problems. He caused Romero a lot of problems in that final 10 minutes. But again, Romero, he's earned enough respect from me to not be concerned about one weak moment, because it took a moment of absolute magic from Mitrovic to be able to find the top locker, and he did it with sublime accuracy. In terms of how else should we look at to be positive, guys? You know what? Look, I think we're undefeated in 11 in the Premier League, going back over last season. I think we had 1 defeat in 18 games. We're 3rd in the league on goal difference only. Undefeated, 4 wins, 2 draws. We've already had 3 London derbies, 2 of them away from home against tough opposition. One of the toughest starts of all the teams in the Premier League, probably in the top 4 or 5 most difficult starts of all the teams in the Premier League, and we're still undefeated, and we still haven't really got out of 3rd gear. Can you imagine how good we're going to be when we get the likes of Sonny, who I'm just going to spend a couple of seconds talking about Sonny, because I think Sonny yesterday was his best performance of the season. So unfortunate not to get a goal. You could see the frustration burning him up a little bit when the goal that he scored, the kind of cross-come shot that wasn't touched but was interfering with the eye line of the goalkeeper, was given as offside. Hitting the bar. I mean, it's almost like he must feel like he's cursed a little bit, But I know he's going to come good. And when he gets that first goal, the floodgates are going to open for us to be, come on, Bugs, we're going to go back. Bye-bye. Let's go. The fact that we're 3rd in the league, undefeated, and really haven't played well until yesterday, I think the performances are improving generally. I know West Ham was a backward step, but I think we're starting to hit the ground now, hit the ground running. And reason to be positive, guys, far more than any other reason. We've got some injuries that are going to come back. Lucas Moura to come back next week or the week after, which will be important. Ollie Skip, Matt Doherty, those 2 that haven't played a minute this season. Like I said to you many times on the show, I don't believe that they're fully fit, or they haven't been fully fit. And I think that the more time that goes past, I think that they're going to be more available for selection. Bentancur was brilliant having him back. It was fantastic that we didn't need to rely on Bissouma for the game. I'll be interested to see whether Bissouma will play on Wednesday. Do you want to see any rotation? Guys, let me know what you'd like to see for the Marseille game. I would imagine that Kulusevski will start against Marseille. I don't know whether or not Rishi will start. I thought Rishi's performance deserved the continuation in the team, but I thought Sonny is his best performance. So, love to know what your thoughts are ahead of Wednesday night. What is the front three variation that you'd like to see? I'd be okay with any of them, really. I trust Conte right now to pick the best three for the game, and because I think Marseille is a less difficult game than Manchester City the following weekend. I think you need to have Sonny in the team against Man City because of the way that Man City will play and the way we'll set up. You definitely need to have Sonny in that game. So I'd be okay with it being Decky, Richarlison, and Kane for Marseille, and then bring Sonny back in for Man City. Let me know if that's something you agree with. Let me know your thoughts generally. Are you positive? Are you happy? Do you think now we're starting to hit the ground running? Do you think we're dropping into third gear? Or do you still think there's I don't know, massive problems that we haven't yet solved and we're getting away with it? I appreciate all opinions on this channel. This channel is zero echo chambers. Zero echo chambers. So all opinions are welcome. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, share and subscribe. I will see you either later on this evening for either a stream or an upload after the Man United Arsenal game. Or I'll see you tomorrow. You know what I really wanted to talk about actually before I let you go? This is the problem with doing continuous streams. One last thing I do want to talk about is the VAR. VAR is an absolute disgrace. Manchester City getting away with one yesterday. Chelsea getting away with one yesterday. Tottenham getting robbed against Forest with the red card that should have been. And I mean, I don't know what the rules are with the handball if it comes off the defender's head into the hand. Someone's told me that's actually not a penalty anymore, so I don't know. But I just feel like the VAR right now, and there was another disgraceful VAR just now in the Brighton-Leicester game. It was 2-2. Second half just started. Brighton score an absolute worldie goal. I think his name's McAllister. And the goal's overruled by VAR because the free kick that led to it, someone was offside even though they weren't interfering. I just think the whole thing's an absolute disgrace. You know, we talk about Levy out. I think we should start a trend for VAR out because it's ruined the game. Nobody has any clue what the bloody rules are. VAR refs don't even know what they're looking for anymore. The whole thing is just an absolute shit show, and I hate it. Let's go back to the days where the refs and the assistant referees did their best, and sometimes you get one, sometimes you lose one. But over the course of the season, you hope it evens itself out, and at least you have somewhere where you can throw your anger, because VAR is astonishingly poor, and the people that are in charge of it never have to come out and explain themselves, and it's spoilt so many games already this season. The only part of VAR that should be kept for me is goal line technology. Anything that's subjective, anything that requires the rules to be changed every season because the previous rules were even more confusing, scrap the whole lot. Let's get back to referees and human error, and it gives us something to talk about on the Sundays and the Mondays. That's all I've got to say about that. Let me know your thoughts on that. I love you guys. Up the Spurs. As always, guys. As always. Bye-bye.